Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOC Shannon Beador suffers gruesome attack. RHOC star Shannon Beador has suffered from a gruesome attack, and it is not from one of her co-stars. She is about to enter one of her most difficult seasons yet. Unfortunately, shortly after the trailer for season 18 dropped, her life took a dramatic turn. So what happened? Keep reading for more details. After the RHOC season 17 reunion aired last year, Shannon Beador ended up getting arrested for a DUI hit and run. It was not a good time for the mother of three who had also ended her few-year romance with John Jansen. She was determined to move on and make lemonade out of lemons. Sadly, things continued to take a turn for the worse. Her friendship with Tamra Judge fell apart, and then her ex, John, started dating RHOC alum Alexis Bellino. Soon enough, Alexis was flashing their relationship here, there, and everywhere. Plus, Alexis and Tamra had become very close with the former returning to her Bravo stomping grounds. Now Shannon had to film with the woman who replaced her, a former best friend, and deal with her DUI issues on camera. Just a few days ago, the trailer for this season dropped, and it seemed pretty exciting. Sadly, Shannon has not caught a break as she just suffered a gruesome attack and is trying to recover. She was walking her beloved pup Archie when he was attacked by another pup who was behind a fence. They were supposed to be on a peaceful walk, but it all turned sour very quickly, as she shared on her Instagram. Shannon Beador detailed the entire attack and showed 2 photos of Archie's little nose. It was all cut up and sad. Fans and followers adore Archie, who was in the car when Shannon got her DUI. She was investigated when that happened for having him with her, but was ultimately cleared. Immediately, fans raced to the comments to send support for the pup. Upon seeing what happened to the RHOC pup, fans raced to Shannon Beador's comment section. They sent love to Archie and shared how they would never let anything happen to him. Should have been a sign up saying, "Dangerous dog, keep away." Bad dog owner. Poor Archie, he must have been so scared. Hope you heal fully, you beautiful dog. We ride at dawn. Justice for Archie. That's terrible. Sending prayers for Archie. Oh no, I'm glad Archie is love you Archie. Get better soon, buddy. Hopefully, Archie feels all of the love being sent to him and has a speedy recovery. Do you think Archie has been through enough this year? More so, are you excited to see him on RHOC when it returns on July 11th? Let us know in the comments below. Shannon Beador, one of the most outspoken stars of the Real Housewives of Orange County, has always been known for her candid attitude, hilarious catchphrases, and willingness to tackle drama head-on. But this time, the drama found her, and it wasn't in the form of a snarky comment or a heated argument over cocktails. Instead, she suffered a shocking attack that left her reeling and RHOC fans on the edge of their seats, wondering how Shannon would handle such a brutal experience. An unexpected turn. It all started on what seemed like an ordinary evening in the OC. Shannon had just finished an intense day of filming with the other housewives, who, as usual, had managed to stir the pot and create enough tension to keep the season juicy. Tired but upbeat, she decided to unwind with her closest friends at a posh Newport Beach restaurant. The night started out fun. Shannon laughed over wine, recapped some of the day's dramatic scenes, and threw in a few jokes about her castmates' never-ending rivalries. But she couldn't shake a strange feeling that lingered as the night went on. As the evening wore on, Shannon left the restaurant to head back home. She stepped outside, the cool California breeze a welcome contrast to the bustling warmth of the restaurant. She was texting on her phone when she suddenly felt something, an eerie presence lurking in the shadows. Shrugging it off as a little paranoia, she tried to laugh at herself, but the feeling only intensified. A second later, she heard footsteps coming up fast behind her. The shocking attack. Before she could turn around, Shannon felt a powerful grip on her arm. She struggled, her heart racing, but the grip tightened, yanking her off balance. She dropped her phone, which clattered against the concrete, the screen lighting up with missed messages and calls from her friends who had stayed inside. In the blur of chaos, she caught a glimpse of her attacker's face. A masked figure cloaked in dark clothing, their eyes cold and unfeeling. The attacker didn't say a word, making the encounter even more terrifying. In a flash, Shannon's mind was racing through scenarios, her fight-or-flight instincts kicking in. Summoning her strength, she tried to break free, but the masked figure grabbed her other arm and pinned her against a wall. Every detail around her, the streetlights, the far-off sound of traffic, the clinking of glasses from the restaurant patio, blurred together as she fought to escape. Then came the painful, sickening blow that Shannon would later describe as a shocking, gruesome attack. Her attacker's hand struck her face with a force that left her dizzy, followed by a knee to her ribs. The impact knocked the air from her lungs, sending a sharp pain shooting up her side. She cried out, hoping someone might hear, but the attacker clamped a hand over her mouth. Shannon's mind raced with fear, desperate to get free. A flash of bravery. With adrenaline surging through her, Shannon remembered the self-defense lessons she'd taken after joining RHOC. A safety measure she'd laughed off at the time, considering herself a lover, not a fighter. But now, every move, every hold, every tactic she'd learned flooded back into her mind. She managed to elbow her attacker in the chest with all her strength, throwing them off balance for just a moment. It was enough for her to wriggle free and scream at the top of her lungs. Her cries finally caught the attention of nearby passersby. The masked attacker seemed to realize they'd lost control of the situation, looking from Shannon to the approaching bystanders. In a flash, the figure bolted, disappearing into the shadows before anyone could get a good look. Shaken and in pain, Shannon collapsed to the ground, clutching her side as people rushed to her, offering support and dialing 911. Aftermath and reactions. The police arrived shortly afterward, and Shannon, still dazed, recounted the terrifying ordeal. The officers gathered evidence from the scene, and the area was cordoned off as they searched for any sign of her attacker. News of the incident spread quickly, and within hours, Shannon's castmates and friends reached out, expressing shock, concern, and outrage over the attack. Back at her home, surrounded by friends and family, Shannon began to process the trauma. The physical wounds, bruises, a fractured rib, and a black eye would heal in time, but the emotional scars would take longer. The usually unbreakable Shannon Beador found herself vulnerable and shaken, unsure of how to return to normal life after the incident. Fans rallied behind Shannon. As news of the attack circulated on social media, fans of RHOC flooded Shannon's social media accounts with messages of support, love, and encouragement. Hashtags like #StayStrongShannon and #JusticeForShannon trended on Twitter, with fans demanding that local authorities take every measure possible to ensure Shannon's attacker was found. Her fellow housewives also made public statements, offering both their love and their outrage. Heather Dubrow, one of Shannon's closest friends on the show, shared a heartfelt Instagram post about her friend's bravery. "Shannon is one of the strongest women I know," Heather wrote. "She's been through so much, and this is just another trial that she will overcome." The search for justice. The Newport Beach police launched an investigation, searching for clues and surveillance footage that could lead them to Shannon's attacker. The authorities were quick to assure the public that every resource was being deployed to solve the case, but Shannon remained deeply affected, experiencing anxiety and hypervigilance every time she left her home. During a private interview with Bravo Insider, Shannon opened up about the experience, showing a vulnerable side that fans rarely saw. "I've been through heartbreaks, public scandals, and so much drama on RHOC, but nothing could have prepared me for this. It was terrifying, and I'm still trying to make sense of it," she admitted, her voice cracking. "But I'm a fighter. I have to be strong for myself, for my kids, and for everyone who's been supporting me." A glimmer of hope. Days turned into weeks, and Shannon began to make steps toward reclaiming her life. She continued filming for RHOC, wanting to show fans her journey toward healing. Determined to channel her ordeal into something meaningful, she partnered with a local women's shelter, speaking publicly about the importance of self-defense and safety, hoping her experience could inspire others to protect themselves. In a surprising turn, the investigation took a promising lead. Authorities identified a potential suspect, someone who had a history of targeting public figures for attention. Shannon's resolve grew stronger with this news. "I won't let this person control my life or take away my strength," she said during an emotional moment on RHOC. The road ahead. Though the attack left a lasting impact, Shannon's indomitable spirit shone through as she slowly returned to her usual self, finding strength in her fans and loved ones. She used her platform to raise awareness and bring positivity to her community, making a commitment to herself and her supporters to emerge stronger than ever. With her usual mix of resilience and humor, Shannon Beador continues to be a beacon of strength on RHOC. In true Housewives fashion, she's turned her tragedy into an opportunity to inspire others, reminding everyone that even in the face of life's darkest moments, there is always light at the end of the tunnel.